Aubrey and I talk a lot about the horror stories of being a Turo host, like smoking, damage claims, stolen vehicles, arrests. We've seen it all. But in truth, a lot of these rentals go really smoothly. We just don't talk about those smooth trips because that doesn't make for good content. But some smooth rentals are just too good to not talk about, like this 2014 Toyota Yaris. This bad boy was on one complete rental for one full year, June 13th, 2023 to June 13th, 2024. And the truth is, this renter actually wanted to keep on renting this vehicle open-ended forever. But Turo decided to cut her off after one complete year. So we think this actually might be the longest Turo rental ever. Now, I'm gonna be honest, we've already had this car for about a week because the rental ended about a week ago. Now, Aubrey and I already recorded a video for this vehicle right when it was returned, but we lost the footage. It's pretty dirty on the inside, but that's kind of to be expected after a 1 year long rental. And as you can see, there's just a lot of crumbs, dirt, and filth, and maybe even a smidge of cigarette ash, but the car doesn't smell all that bad. Now, it definitely needs an exterior wash as well, but it's in excellent maintenance condition, mainly due to the fact that I've been maintaining it for this past year during this trip. So I'm gonna give you a quick tour of what this car is like, but keep in mind, we've already started some of the repairs and it's not as dirty. Now, I have been maintaining this vehicle. I've seen this car every 5,000 miles to do its regular routine oil changes and tire rotations. And I have had to replace a couple of hubcaps here and there and do some small repairs, but nothing super major. This car has held up really well. Now, the interior condition is really good. No rips, no tears. It was really dirty when we did receive it, but we've done a small vacuum here and there just to kind of touch it up. We can see the seats do need a thorough cleaning. There are some sweat marks and booty juices here and there, but nothing a good detail can't fix. Now, overall, we are very happy with the condition of how the vehicle is returned, but there are some things that do need to be addressed, like this hood. The clear coat is peeling up in multiple places, and it pretty much stems from every time the car has gotten a rock chip. The clear coat has been popping up, water's been getting underneath, and it's been flaking away. Just a bad paint job on this hood. So Aubrey and I are gonna get this resprayed. Now, this aftermarket bumper is falling off, and it mainly stems from these bumper clips being really loose. I think it's missing some clips underneath the hood. It's causing it to sag a little bit. Overall, it just doesn't look super secure, even though it's not really going anywhere. We need to take care of this. It looks bad. And we noticed while driving the vehicle, the rear wheels are making a really loud noise. And that's due to the fact that the rear wheel bearings need to be replaced. I think they're junked. So we're gonna get started on these repairs very quickly so we can get this car back on the road and making some more money. But let's give you an update on our 2015 Hyundai Elantra GT.
Recently, our 2015 Hyundai Elantra GT was damaged on a rental, and for the repair, HP found junkyard doors in good condition, picked them up, and installed them onto the car. But once the install was complete, it was obvious that the frame had some damage, and as a result, the doors weren't aligning or closing properly. HP did try to fix this himself by using methods like heating the metal and attempting to use my 4Runner to pull the frame out, but those didn't really work. So instead, we've resorted to plan B of taking the Hyundai to a friend of HP's to get the frame pulled professionally.
So here's some of the residual cosmetic damage where some of this pillar is still warped, but really where this mounting bracket for the rear door sits, this was ended up being pushed in a little too far, causing the actual alignment of the door to be completely off. Now, my attempt was to just take Aubrey's 4Runner, use that as my grounding point, and then attach a ratchet strap to the inside of this door pillar and try to yank it out. And it actually worked a little bit. It probably got about a 1/4 inch of movement, but unfortunately, we need an actual frame puller to be able to pull things like frames, not 4Runners. And now the car looks great, it looks complete. You'd really never even know this car was actually hit on this side because this door still has dents, dings, and scratches just like it does all over the car. It's not a new part, it's a used part. And now you can see it opens and closes as intended and it looks normal. And the inside looks better than ever and it's ready to go out on its next rental. So now that all things are said and done, we got paid out for this claim $1,316.60. It cost us $550, $100 for that door, $245 for that door, and $200 to get the frame pulled. And of course, that doesn't include my labor. And at the end of the day, we profited $766. Now, back to the Yaris. So the big problem with these wheel bearings is that whenever they have load on them, they actually have a bit of play. This rear wheel actually makes a groaning noise. It's not supposed to sound like that. So time to replace the wheel bearings. I can tell you right off the bat, all the rear end noise is gone. There's no more groaning. And honestly, I think this car feels a little bit faster because now the wheel bearings are just gliding.
The next day.
So the first thing we need to do is address this bumper and saggy. We're gonna see if it's missing some clips, missing some bolts, or both, or neither. So a couple of things. It looks like these clips are not properly snapped in. We're missing a couple here, and some of that stuff can make a pretty significant difference. Missing a couple of clips here, and here, and here. I never throw away bolts or hardware or clips for this reason. You never know when you need them. Nice. Up next, this side looks like to be popped out. It's not fitting in here perfectly. Let's take a look at the other side. Kind of the exact opposite. I think we can fix this too. Wheel bearings done, bumper fixed, and interior clean. But let's take a look at this wonderful bumper job. So we got the vehicle back. It looks like it's hit a couple of things, which is to be expected on a year-long rental. Things happen. Road debris, maybe an occasional curb, a car or two, who knows. But we're able to go ahead and get some of this grille popped back inwards and then get the bumper a little bit lifted up. Now I'm gonna be honest, this bumper cover isn't fitting the best over time. I think it's just due to the fact that we have multiple different parts on this vehicle. This grille is an aftermarket grille. This one is the factory one. There's just some things that are just not fitting correctly, and sometimes the bumper suffers because of that. But we were able to get a couple more clips on the top side and everything has been lifted up, so it looks normal. This side was missing a bolt on the outside, so this kept flopping out. We're able to get it a little more secured with a new fresh bolt. The only thing left to address is this hood. Now the clear coat is peeling off and it doesn't look like it's gonna get any better. So we're gonna go ahead and look into some quotes and hopefully get this addressed in the next week or so. But for the most part, this car is ready to go back out on Turo. So let's talk about what you guys really wanna know, the figures. Over the 1 year that she did have this vehicle, she was allotted 200 miles per day, which means she potentially could have driven 73,400 miles. And thankfully she didn't. She only drove 18,556 miles. Now while a lot of people might say that's a lot of miles in 1 year, you'd be right, but the average person does drive anywhere from 10,000 to 15,000 miles. So while it is above average, it's not too bad. And over the course of last year, we made $8,914 off this rental. And this is one of the reasons why we're happy this rental has finally come to an end, because although it has been easy to manage over the past year, this car relative to the rest of our fleet has been an underperformer. That's because we have given this guest a flat discounted rate because she has been a very loyal renter. So stay tuned to see how this car performs after it returns back to our normal fleet. And guys, as always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode.